This is the Global Terrorism Dashboard by Cadet Jordan Asberry and Cadet Nick Miller. This tool helps filter data on worldwide terrorist attacks based on what the user inputs. First, the user will have the option to input the time frame, starting with when the terrorist attack occurred and then when the terrorist attack ended. Next, the user will put in the latitude and longitude. They will first input their latitude and longitude, as well as the latitude and longitude of the terrorist attack that they have selected. The tool will then determine the distance between the user and the location of the attack that they selected. So the user also has the option to input the max distance from a certain attack. After completing this, the user will then select a country, as well as a combatant command. The user will then have the option to sort these terrorist attacks by combatant command, country, latitude, and longitude. After this, the user will then hit the Filter Data button. This will filter the data by which they selected, whether that by combatant command, country, or latitude and longitude.
This is the VBA Integrated Development Environment. This is where the functions are located that the dashboard will use to sort and filter the data. The first function is Great Distance. It takes the longitude and latitude of the user as well as the longitude and latitude of the terrorist attack. It then converts the longitudes and latitudes to radians and then calculates the distance between the user and the terrorist attack they selected. The next function is Copy My Area. This function is used if the user selects to sort the data by latitude and longitude. It runs the Great Distance function and pastes all the data within the max distance the user selected on the dashboard into the worksheet Your Data. This is the Your Data worksheet where the data is pasted after running the function Copy My Area. The next function is Fill Date. This function concatenates information on the data worksheet and puts the data into the format of the start date and end date located on the dashboard. The next function is Fill COCOM. This function takes the countries list on the data worksheet and pastes the various combatant commands for each individual country. The next function is Prep Data. It calls the Fill Data or Fill Date and Fill COCOM functions and pastes them into their respective columns on the data worksheet. The next function is Copy Country. This is the function used if the user selects to sort the data by country. It takes the data from the country selected and pastes it into the worksheet My Data. This is the worksheet My Data. This is where all the data based on the country selection of the user is pasted after running the Copy Country function. The next function is Copy COCOM. This function is used if the user selects to sort the data by combatant command. It takes the data for the combatant command selected and pastes it into the worksheet My Data. This is the My Data worksheet where the data is pasted after selecting to sort the data by the combatant command. Here, this data is all the data for the CENTCOM combatant command, which the user selected on the dashboard. The function is Sort Data. This function uses the data that the user selected in the dashboard, and it tells the tool which function to use, whether Copy COCOM, Copy Country, or Copy My Area. It takes a number input from the drop-down menu and uses that number to tell which function to use. Our discussion of the global terrorism